porque uma terceira live do jogo, porque a qualidade da internet tá pra vocês, e por isso que eu queria trazer uma terceira live pra vocês terem uma experiência melhor. Pra não ter uma live com uma qualidade péssima e também de afetar o espectador de ficar saindo. Então vamos continuar aqui na parte onde paramos. Nossa, gente. Gente, me desculpa por tudo que eu fiz até agora aqui na live. Eu faço o meu melhor, gente. Eu não tenho eu não tenho uma das coisas muito melhorada. Não tenho uma internet superior, nem nada. Só tem uma internet que é bom. Só isso. Então, gente, peço desculpas por não trazer uma live de alta qualidade pra vocês. Só devo fazer o meu melhor. Mas se você quer saber da história do jogo da live anterior, você pode ver. Mas vai estar com uma qualidade péssima.
Are you already finished cooking? Smells delectable. I'm really thankful whenever I can enjoy a proper meal like this. Cooking really isn't my forte.
Vamos lá dar alguma comida pra ela.
Even though everything you mentioned was in Tainari's letter, it's still hard to believe you were able to connect with Irminsul immediately after smelling Spiritborn eel for the first time. It took me nearly 3 years before I could do so. And everyone at the Academia even lauded me as a genius. You should know that some researchers spend their entire lives without ever successfully connecting with Irminsul as you have.
So why does this incense allow people to connect to Irminsul?
The ingredients used to make Spiritborn eel primarily consist of plants created by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. These special ingredients are conducive to heightening our senses to the Dendro Archon's power. Since the root of the Dendro Archon's power lies within Irminsul, we can occasionally tap into her powers to peer into the depths of the earth.
Eu acho que entendo, não entendi nada. Acho que eu entendo sim.
Naturally. Anyone who can establish a connection with Irminsul in their first ever attempt must be a person of great understanding.
Makes sense. But Paimon's got a question. Why was she sensitive to the smell of those plants for such a long time?
That was primarily due to her body's unique constitution. Stimulated by the incense, she could perceive the Dendro Archon's power and experience the sensory overload, hence the adverse reactions. Taking in any scent similar to the ingredients of Spiritborn ale would cause adverse effects. Not to worry though, it appears you've already fully recovered. Technically, your body should still be sensitive to the powers of the Dendro Archon, but unless you're using intentional meditation techniques, the scent of Spiritborn ale should no longer trigger such reactions.
Whew. Well, that's a relief.
I must admit, I am quite envious of your abilities. Even if it meant suffering from pounding headaches for the rest of my life, I'd consider it worthwhile so long as I could connect with Irminsul at will.
Whoa! You're really serious about this whole thing, aren't you?
I am a researcher after all. As a member of the Ritaoist Darshan at the Academia, my main area of research is the stars and their connection to the fate of living beings. But there is still so much we don't know, especially regarding the mysteries that lie in the starry skies. Which is why I must turn to the all-knowing Irminsul for answers. If only my perception wasn't so limited. Unfortunately, I cannot guarantee that my every attempt to attune with Irminsul will be successful, or that doing so will leave my consciousness intact. I am currently in the stage of training known as Satyavada life, Many researchers in Sumero have lost their minds while seeking to attune with Irminsul during this stage. Sages have said that Irminsul contains divine knowledge, and touching such knowledge without the proper preparations and abilities will only lead to one's mind caving in on itself. That's why we meditate alone. We need to ensure that our minds will be calm while minimizing the possibility of involving anyone else.
Whoa! So knowledge from Irminsul can be super dangerous. Aren't you afraid of the risks, Hypatia?
Of course I do. Especially during nights that are pitch black with no moonlight, and dead silent without even the sound of insects. However, I've been feeling better as of late. I don't get as scared anymore knowing that I have a little neighbor living nearby. I believe that being able to see them is a sort of blessing from the Dendro Archon. But what's strangest of all is that they're clearly an envoy of the God of Wisdom herself. And they have the curious power to make people dream.
What's so strange about that? It doesn't sound so out of place for a divine being, does it?
Well, it's strange because nearly nobody in Sumero can ever dream.
Huh. Is that true?
Yes, well, to an extent. Only children can dream in Sumero. Adults, however, never do. The sages say that wisdom implies rationality, but that which occurs in dreams is often neither rational nor logical.
Me lembro de sonho que tive antes. Era caos enorme. Não era caos enorme.
Yes, if one struggles with anxieties, those emotions could influence their dreams. The fact that the people of Sumero do not have dreams is seen as a blessing by the sages. They believe that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, the God of Wisdom, is keeping us away from the foolish delusions you encounter in your sleep. I was born into a family of scholars in Sumeru City. Ever since I was a child, my parents would always tell me that I'll know I've grown up once I stop dreaming. I studied hard, enrolled as a student in the academia, and went on to become a researcher. Sure enough, But then, on the day I scared the little Aranara, I suddenly saw a dream again. It was incredible. Though I don't exactly remember what I saw, I clearly recall the feeling. Back then, I was foolish and ignorant as any youth would be, but I was free of fear. Maybe dreaming isn't as bad as we've made it out to be. Just be sure not to speak of this if you travel to Sumeru City. They'll look at you as if you've lost your mind.
So, do you have any thoughts about the things she saw when she connected with Irminsul?
Sorry. I'm afraid I don't have any answers as of now. All I can say is that what you saw is a memory contained within Irminsul itself. World forget me. What could that possibly mean? If only I could ascend past Satyavada life and begin Paripurna life. I might have some more answers for you. If you two are ever in the area again, please be sure to come and see me. There's no need to be thanking me. You two are my saviors. Besides, I'm already looking forward to tasting some more of your cooking.
Você continua conversando antes de adormecer na caverna.
Now that we know Hypatia is alright and had the chance to ask her some questions, Paimon thinks it's about time to head back to Gandharvaville.
Retorne para a vila. Então tá. Pelo que ela tinha contado, só crianças em Sumero podem sonhar. Já os adultos nunca mais. Deve ser dureza. Muita dureza para as pessoas de Sumero não poder sonhar de novo. E também eles têm muita crença dessa árvore de Imrisui. Eles falam como se a árvore de Imrisui fosse a vida. Fosse a vida de Teyvat. Vamos lá mais rápido pra não demorar.
Think about it, Tainari. Refusing to join is tantamount to burying your head in the sand. I understand that you're a forest watcher and that it's your duty to combat the effects of withering zones. But isn't it evident that such work is not a lasting solution to the problem? As Sage Kage clearly stated, your presence and guidance in Sumero City is pivotal in finding a cure for Irminsul. How could you refuse?
Keep your emotions in check, Gulam. Let's at least listen to
Sim,
Tainari's
a live
reason
caiu.
for declining. We're here to invite him to the
Na
academia.
verdade não, a
not to
live não
cause a
caiu,
scene.
só tive que
Sage
sair e
Kage,
voltar de novo
I
pra
am truly
melhorar a
honored
qualidade.
that you came here in
Darkness.
person, but I'm afraid I must still decline your invitation. I am merely a forest watcher. How could the great minds of the Haravatat have any need of someone like me?
Well, it turns out that your refusal letter had some implications on your master's reputation. He is a renowned sage of the Immorta, after all. So now I've come here in his stead.
Sim, mas primeiro eu preciso do seu
I
nome,
see.
Darkness, da PSN.
And I figured that given his temper, he would come here and berate me personally.
Tainari, your master is an integral part of this effort, and now he requires your assistance.
Não, ainda
And
não,
what exactly
Darkness.
does my master
Não
need
tenho,
of me, Sage
não
Kage?
tenho dinheiro pra isso.
You'll know once you've arrived in Sumero City, that is.
And how long will I be required to stay?
Não tenho dinheiro ainda de comprar o
There's
PS5.
no definite answer as of now.
Do you mean to tell me that despite coming all the way here to Gandharvaville, you still can't answer the questions I laid out in the letter to my master? If that's the case, then I'm afraid I cannot give you a definite answer either.
Tainari, but you...
So be it. Come, Gulam, we're leaving.
Mas que veio repugnante. Nada tá certo. Ele sabe dos problemas, mas ele não quer nem saber. Ele só quer saber o que acha que é certo o que tá fazendo.
Tainari, what was that all about?
It's nothing. Some people from the academia wanted me to go to Sumero City to assist them with a project, but I had to refuse on account of all my responsibilities here. But all that can wait. How did things go with Hypatia?
It was quite the eventful trip, but the main thing is that she's safe and sound. She answered a bunch of questions for us, too.
Very good. Now that the traveler has made a full recovery, there shouldn't be any reason for you to tarry here longer. I assume you will be heading to Sumero City, correct?
That's right. We want to meet Lesser Lord Kusanali and ask her for advice. Do you have any idea on how we can find her?
Sorry. I'm afraid I don't have any advice for you there.
Well, do you at least know anyone we can try asking in Sumero
Ah,
City?
sim, Darkness. Eu pretendo comprar o The King of Fighter 15,
Let me
mas
think.
não tenho
My
dinheiro
trips
pra
to
isso ainda.
Sumero City have been fairly short.
Mas quando tiver,
most of my
vou
acquaintances
trazer
are
o
researchers.
jogo aqui no canal.
How about this? I'll write you a letter of introduction that you can give to a researcher I know. He's from the Immorta Darshan and is adept at gathering information. Asking him might prove worthwhile. Also, when you enter Sumero City, you'll probably end up receiving something like this item here. I'm not sure if it will ever come in handy for you, but maybe you can give it a try.
Oh? What is it?
It's called an Akasha Terminal. It's a tool produced by the Academia that utilizes the legacy of Greater Lord Rukadevata. Some say that this very item is the basis of Sumeru's reputation as the City of Wisdom. Needless to say, this device and its usage fall under the Academia's expertise, so I'll leave it to them to show you how to use it.
Great! Next up, Sumero City! But
Precisamos
wait,
nos despedir
before
de
that-
Colei. Então tá.
That's right!
Vamos
Tainari, we have something important to say to Kale before we leave. Is she doing better now?
Yes, she's doing much better. After being confined to her bed all this time, I thought a little walk would do her some good. Last I saw her, she was taking the path towards the North Cross. She knew you two would be leaving soon, so she must have wanted to see you off.
Thanks, Tainari. All right, let's go.
Farewell, and good luck to you both.
Despede-se de Colei. Bom, como passei em maior parte com o Tignari, vamos ver se eu consigo pegar o personagem aqui agora. Se eu não conseguir pegar, fazer o quê? Eu vou deixar pro próximo. Bem que o Zhongli também, mas vou deixar quando tiver gemas suficiente. Vamos lá, Tignari. Vamos tentar pegar você agora. Só que não. Me deu a Diona. Só me deu a Diona e a espada. Só me deu a Diona e a espada do sacrifício. Que maravilha. Bom, não consegui pegar o Tignari, mas vou tentar na próxima com o Zhongli. Se eu tiver gema suficiente. Não, os artefatos da Diona não. É a constelação dela.
I've been waiting for you two. Never mind. I guess I should just wish you two a safe and successful journey. Thanks for waiting here just to see us off, Kale. We're headed to Sumero City. Don't worry about me. I can take care of myself. My condition won't be getting in the way of my duties. I want to be a forest ranger after all. It's up to me and the others to protect the rainforest here. And, I'm sorry. I should have told you both about my condition when we first met. I just wanted you two to treat me as a normal friend, not some girl that needs your sympathy. But I guess now I understand that the most important thing is for friends to be genuine with one another. There's no need to apologize, Kale. We should be thanking you for trusting us enough to be your friends and sharing your past with us. We're probably still gonna worry about your condition, but that's because we're friends and we care about you. Thank you. That means a lot. Before you leave, I have something for you. Oh? What is it? It's my recipe for pita pockets. I told you that I'd give you a copy. Yay! Thanks, Kale. Now we can eat those scrumptious little pitas whenever and wherever we like. I hope that whenever you eat them, you'll both remember your time here in Gandharvaville. Well then, I, trainee Forest Ranger Kale, bid you both farewell. Please visit Gandharvaville again. The Rangers will always be ready to assist you here.
Eu espero muito que a Colei consiga se recuperar da sua doença. Porque coitada da menina. Ela tem, na condição dela é bem grave por causa da doença. Vai até a cidade de Sumero. Então tá. Vamos ver onde fica a cidade de Sumero. Ah, aqui. Cidade de Sumero. É só dar umas caminhadas até lá. Derrote todos os Hillocks. Derrotar? Então tá. Eu não queria fazer a missão secundária, mas vamos ver no que dá.
Propagate!
Não, eu não vou perder. Não, eu não vou perder tempo lutando com eles. Vamos terminar isso aqui logo e ir direto pra cidade de Sumero. Meu Deus do céu, eles conversam demais.
A new punching bag.
É muita conversa. Ah, não peguei. Não. Ah. Pegar esses pêssegos. E aqui salvar o ponto de teletransporte. O ponto de teletransporte que vai ser importante. E também consegui o observatório. A cidade de Sumero é bem pequena para uma cidade só. Vou aqui pegar o teletransporte também. Caso tenha missão para poder voltar aqui.
One moment, please, you two. It appears this is your first time visiting Sumero City.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But...
Because there's currently no information on either of you in the Akasha. But no need to worry, that won't prevent you from entering the city. In fact, the Academia conveniently provides each traveler to Sumeru's... Perhaps you two have heard of the Akasha before. It's our beloved Greater Lord Rukadevat. After centuries of tireless research on the Akasha, the Academia created one of its most ingenious inventions, the Akasha Terminal. As long as you are within Sumeru's borders, you may use an Akasha terminal to connect directly to the Akasha and access any knowledge you need. I should mention that due to technical limitations, the operation of Akasha terminals will be much smoother and more effective in large cities such as Sumero City and Port Ormos.
Oh, so this is the thing that Tainari was telling us about. It sounds pretty...
You two are quite fortunate. Until recently, it was standard practice to only issue Akasha terminals to outlanders who spent an extended amount of time in Sumero. However, this policy was recently changed, and now all travelers... Here are your Akasha terminals. Please handle them with care.
It kinda looks like a leash.
To activate it, simply hold it in your hand and say the following phrase to yourself. May the mighty God bless us with their voice of wisdom.
Oh, so this
Que
little doodad
exagero.
lets you access knowledge knowledge. Maybe we
Falar
can use
com esse
it to
negócio de
find a
cor
way
de
to meet
sabedoria,
Lesser Lord
da Senhora da
Kusanagi.
Sabedoria.
Let's give it a try. May the mighty God bless us with their voice of wisdom.
Que a poderosa corte nos abençoe com a sua voz da sabedoria. Então tá.
Whoa! Just now, something clicked, and Paimon suddenly knew how to use this thing. It seems all we need to do is concentrate
Nossa!
on what we
Que
want to know.
coisa foda, hein?
You get it. Oh, that'll come in real
Dispositivo
handy.
desses, parece que eu não esperava.
That is the power of
Parece
the
mais
Akasha.
dispositivo. Esse
And with
dispositivo,
that,
a caixa,
let me officially
a caixa,
welcome you both
a
to
caixa é bem
Sumero City.
útil. Até parece coisa
May the wisdom
ele até
of the
parece
Dendro
apenas um
Archon
mero dispositivo
always be your
futurista,
guide.
mas misturado com poderes,
Okay, now that
poderes
we're
de,
in,
de
we can
magia.
check the Akasha about Lesser Lord Kusanagi. Let Paimon try. 500 years ago, the sages found a newly born deity from within some scorched ruins. The deity now resides in the sanctuary of Suristana. Seems pretty similar to what Kali was telling us. Okay, next, let's concentrate on asking how to meet her.
Aconteceu o mesmo aqui.
Oh, come on! Ugh. Focusing on this question feels like when you have something you're trying to remember and it's on the tip of your tongue, but you just can't think of it. Ugh, Paimon's brain is exhausted. Oh, smart idea. But what are you going to ask it?
É só fechar os olhos e a caixa responde. Pensar sobre por que o Akasha não responde a minha pergunta. Pensar sobre por que o Lorde Menor é Kusanagi. Pensar por que o Lorde Maior é Kukiladevata. Esse Kukiladevata, nossa, que não é complicado.
You too? Well, glad it's not just Paimon.
Pensar sobre por que o Akasha não responde a minha pergunta. Que tal o Lorde Maior? Várias partículas brancas surgem na sua mente. Talvez seja melhor você se concentrar e entender o que ela significa. Sério?
Uh-oh. Paimon's getting all teary-eyed all of a sudden. It feels like the people of Sumero really missed their Archon.
Pensar por que a Akasha não responde a minha pergunta. Um vago pensamento surge na sua boca. Talvez a Akasha não responda todas as perguntas incondicionalmente. Ah, é claro. Esse Akasha não respondeu a pergunta da Lorde Maior e da Lorde Menor. Não muito. Não explicou quase não muita coisa. Evitou de falar.
Could it be because we're Outlanders and we've only just arrived in Sumero? You know... well, seems no matter which way we try, we can't find anything that'll lead us to Lesser Lord Kusanagi. He's from Sumero and even has a position in the Academia. Maybe he'll be able to access more info from the Akasha. Let's see. Tainari wrote an address on the letter's envelope. Oh, it's not far from the city's gate. Let's head over and have a look. Hopefully he's at home.
Visite a Rosaí.
Hello,
Rosaí?
are you Rohawi?
É
that's
Roai,
me.
na
Can I
verdade.
help you?
Errei o nome dele.
Great! You see, Tainari sent us here and...
What? Tainar? Please, there's no need to say anything, really. Sure, I admit that the article I published last month wasn't my best work, and maybe the data didn't produce the most convincing...
Here! This is a letter from Tainari!
Oh, let me see... Oh! Ooh, what a relief. You two nearly scared the life out of me. So, you two just have some questions for me? Seems even Tainari acknowledges my innate ability for procuring information.
Mas que cara dramático esse Hoai aí.
We want to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali. Do you know a way we can do that?
You mean you want to meet the Dendro Archon herself? This isn't exactly my area of expertise, but let me see what I can find in the Akasha. Sorry, the Akasha didn't respond to my query.
What? You too? But what about your abilities for getting information and all that? Paimon was sure you'd be able to access more info than we did.
Well, as I said, this isn't my area of expertise. I am but a lowly researcher, so the Akasha doesn't see a need. All I know is that ever since Lesser Lord Kusanali returned to Sumero, she's never left the Sanctuary of Sorasthana or made a public appearance.
Huh. Didn't expect her to be such a mysterious figure.
The Dendro Archon is somewhat of a recluse. Perhaps she just doesn't want to entertain visitors, which would explain the lack of information in the Akasha.
Aw, but then what can we...
No need to worry just yet. I'm only hypothesizing here. You could certainly try asking around. And besides, you two should consider the bright side of things. Not being able to see Lesser Lord Kusanali may not be a bad thing. In this world, there will always be information you cannot obtain from the Akasha, and things you can never accomplish. Knowing when to yield is a form of wisdom. Take me, for example. It's a miracle if my brain cells can spit out one paper every 3 years. But Tainari? That guy can publish 3 papers in just a single year.
Okay. Thanks for your advice.
Don't mention it. If you two ever want information about things like who's been promoted within the academia or relations between the 6th grade
Então
sages,
esses são
come
as suas
find me.
especialidades. Então você está falando sobre esse tipo de coisa.
Hey, come on. This is a survival skill at the academia.
Oh, Paimon's expectations were pretty low, but this is so low it's like digging holes in the dirt. So what do we do now? Even if we want to talk to someone, we don't know anybody here. Huh? Like who?
Adiastra Absoski. Putz, que nome é esse?
Oh, you're right! Catherine! The Adventurers Guild has its own intel network. Let's hurry and find...
Não sei se tem a guilda de aventureiros em Sumero. Ah, que nada, tem sim. Haha, um ponto de teletransporte.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Hello, Traveler and Paimon.
Catherine, we need your help with something.
Understood. The Adventurers Guild is always ready to serve you.
Eu não sei vocês,
With what
mas
do you
até parece que
require
essa mulher
assistance?
consegue se clonar pra tudo que é lado, em qualquer região. Seja em Nazuma, Mondstadt, Linoe. É tudo a mesma mulher, já conhece a Paimon e Viajante.
We want to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali. Do you know a way we can do that?
You two wish to meet with Sumeru's Archon. Understood. Please wait. I apologize, but I am unable to call up any relevant information in the Akasha. I'm also unable to locate any pertinent information in my personal memory.
Aww, another dead end. Well, if Catherine can't help us, then we really don't know anyone else to ask now.
Please do not worry. I may know of someone who can help you two. In Sumero, the Adventurers Guild does not serve as the vanguard of information. Rather, there are numerous active mercenary groups collectively known as the Era. They take on various contracts and work all across Sumero, so they naturally accrue intelligence. An Eremite brigade called the Corps of 30 is in charge of Sumero City's defenses. Not only are they the oldest brigade, but they are responsible for managing and coordinating the affairs of all other mercenary brigades.
Corps of 30? What a weird name.
Supposedly, they are named as such because their ranks numbered 30 at their inception. Asfand, an advisor with the Corps of 30, maintains good relations with the Adventurers Guild.
Though he's already retired, he and his words carry great weight. If you'd like to get in contact with him, you can find him at the Core of 30's headquarters. You're welcome. I wish you two the best of luck. We look forward to your exploits in Sumero.
Alright, off to the Citadel of Razor we go!
Vá para a cidade de Regzar e procure por Asfand. Então tá. Vamos procurar quem é esse cara. E que a mulher da Guilda de Aventureiros falou sobre a respeito de uma mulher de um grupo mercenário.
Welcome. The Adventurers Guild told me to expect you two.
Conselheiro-chefe.
We'd like to ask you about something.
I see. So, Catherine, who sent you? Ha! It's true that the Eremites' network is vast, but even I can't help you meet the Dendro Archon.
Wait, seriously? That's it?
Afraid so. The Eremites aren't terribly religious, so we don't know much about divinities. As far as the Akasha go, we originally came from the desert. The gods there died off long ago. Since those days, we've used our own two hands to carve out a living. We don't beg gods for their aid. It isn't just us, though. If you ask me, I think most in Sumero aren't interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Oh? Why's that?
Just take the Academia to truly rule Sumero. Although they believe in gods, most of them only care for the late Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. In their eyes, she was the one who founded Sumero and gifted us with the Akasha. Lesser Lord Kusanali just happened to inherit her legacy. Because of the Academia's influence, most citizens are more familiar with Greater Lord Rukkhadevata and hold her in greater esteem. Not to mention that Lesser Lord Kusanali never makes an appearance, and the Academia never announces anything about her. As far as the people of Sumero are concerned, she's just a god that exists. And that's all.
Really? Aw. After hearing all of that, Paimon sort of feels bad for Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Ha! But who knows? We're all just guessing when it comes down to it. Besides, I'm sure the God of Wisdom doesn't worry about her reputation among...
All right. Well, thanks for the info, Osfond.
No problem. Always happy to help out the Adventurers Guild.
Após deixar a cidade de Regzar, você questionou várias pessoas da cidade de Sumero. Questionou várias pessoas de Sumero?
Seems Osfond was right about most people's attitudes here. Not only are they not interested in the Dendro Archon, they even say stuff like, if the Akasha doesn't think I should know, then I don't need to know about it. We've been asking for information non-stop ever since we got to Sumero. But the harder we try, the more helpless everything seems. Isn't there at least one person in this entire city who cares about Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Oh, you two are interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Huh? Who are you?
From the sound of it, you two are Outlanders who recently arrived here. You've been asking around for information on Lesser Lord Kusanali, right? Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Dunyarzad, one of Lesser Lord Kusanali's faithful followers.
Whoa, really? Then do you know how we can meet with her?
I'm afraid I can't help you with that. But your conversation earlier did happen to remind me of a legend about the Dendro Archon.
Que tipo de lenda? Você poderia nos contar? Ah, vou escolher tipo de lenda.
Sure. It goes like this. Long, long ago, there was a man who heard a prophecy. It predicted that a great calamity was about to befall him. Panicked by what he heard, the man sought out the Dendro Archon in hopes that she would bless him with the wisdom to help him escape his predicament. The man journeyed across deserts and through rainforests and experienced tribulations of every kind. However, he still couldn't find any trace of the Dendro Archon. In despair, he thought, alas, the Archon has abandoned me. He then had no choice but to sorrowfully resign to his fate.
Okay, and then what happened?
And then, the calamity came. But to his own surprise, the man felt somehow emboldened by the trials of his journey. By relying on his own strength, he managed to overcome the adversity. At that moment, a bird perched upon his shoulder. This bird was, in fact, an avatar of the Dendro Archon. She said, "O Archon Seeker, do you now understand? She and her wisdom have long been found by you. Along your journey, we were in every flower and blade of grass, every ray of sparkling sun, and every breath of dancing wind. So long as you continue to think and ponder, we'll be wherever you go."
Que história incrível.
Yeah, thanks for the story. Paimon feels all warm and fuzzy inside after that.
In a way. It seems like this story is also one of the Dendro Art.
Dunyarzad, since you worship Lesser Lord Kusanali, can you tell us anything else about her?
Of course. So did you two know that... I'm terribly sorry, but it seems something's come up now. Let's chat another day.
Hã?
Hey, wait! What
Por que ela saiu correndo? Deve ter algo a ver com aquelas pessoas ali. Será que ela tá Será que essa mulher tá fugindo de alguma coisa?
Dunyarzad was acting super nervous just now. You think they're looking for her? This stinks! We finally managed to find a lead about Lesser... Let's see if we can get rid of them.
Hey, have you two seen a brown-haired girl wearing a purple top and a long blue dress? We're looking for her.
Did she have bandages wrapped around her wrists?
Yes, that's her. Did you see which direction she went?
Yeah, she went that way.
Quick, after her!
Mercenário de Eremia. Vixe, é um mercenário.
That should keep him busy for a while. Let's hurry and find Dunyarzad.
Eles entregaram a resposta onde a mulher tá pros mercenários de Eremita. Putz, grila. O que vai acontecer agora? Será que os mercenários vão torturar a mulher? Alcance do Artzad. Então tá. Ah, ele aqui.
There you are, Dunyarzad. We thought you might have been long gone by now.
Oh, it's you two. Oh, you startled me.
You can relax now. We threw those people looking for you off the trail.
Really? Thank you so much. Unfortunately, I believe there's still more of them out there. Uh-oh. Looks like there are some coming this way.
O quê? Mais um?
Huh? More of them? Then what are we standing here for?
No, wait, my body isn't in the best shape. It's difficult for me to run.
E se nós escondemos em algum lugar?
Okay, sounds good. There's a tavern on the other side of the port we can go to. They probably wouldn't expect me to hide in a place like that.
All right, let's move out. Stay behind us. We'll keep an eye out for anyone looking for you.
Então tá. Vamos ajudar essa mulher a fugir desses mercenários aí. Não sei porque esses mercenários estão atrás dela. Mas logo com o avanço da história vai desenrolar. E lembrando pra vocês, gente, que, que a partir das minhas lives eu vou ficar trazendo a história a história da campanha do jogo pra vocês aqui na live. como a história do Genshin Impact já é uma história bem grande, tem bastante conversa, então fica muito difícil eu trazer vídeos do jogo aqui no canal. Então é melhor fazer live dele mesmo.
We made it. Oh, they shouldn't be able to find us now. Wait, stand down, Dia.
My lady, who are these two?
They're travelers that I met on the street just a moment ago. They happened to notice that you were all searching for me, so they helped.
I see. In that case, you two should scram. There's nothing here for you.
Nossa, que mulher. Nossa, que mulher arrogante. Essa D1 aí. Mal a personagem apareceu, já aparece com esse tipo de atitude. Não tem mais assunto por aqui. Cai fora.
Wait a sec! Who the heck are you? And why are you shooing us away?
I'm Miss Dunyarzad's bodyguard, here to see that she returns home safe and sound. My lady, let's get going. You've been gone for so long that your parents are worrying themselves sick.
And if I refuse to go with you?
It'd be easier for the both of us if you cooperated. But if you insist on not going, then I'll have to carry you like a sack of potatoes.
Hey! Dunyarzad already said she doesn't want to go back.
Stay out of this. You don't understand the situation. Sorry, my lady. Even though I'm your bodyguard, your parents are my employers. I have to answer to them.
How much?
Wait, what?
How much more do I have to pay you to become your employer? So you never listen to my parents ever again. Double? A triple?
My lady, this isn't about Mora. I don't know what you think of us Eremites, but let me say this. I like Mora, but I'll never go against my principles. That's why I'm here looking for you. Sure, it's an order from my employer, but my conscience was also telling me it's the right thing. And knowing your health, carelessly running around like this is gonna hurt ya. For the sake of those who love you, don't be stubborn.
No, you're wrong. I'm aware of my limits, and I know what I'm doing. Honestly, the only people being stubborn right now are my parents. And they know perfectly well that it makes no difference if I'm at home or not. They still won't accept reality. And every time I bring this up, they just change the subject. Dia, you've been living with us a long time already. Dia, I know it hasn't been easy for Mother and Father, and I'm grateful for everything they've done for me. But there's someone else in this world I'm also grateful to. Because she saved me. The love I have for her is the same I have for my parents. This is my life and my last chance. So I want to do something meaningful.
My lady, are you sure what you're doing now is meaningful?
Yes, I'm sure. At least...
Fine, I won't ask you to return home anymore. But let me make something very clear. I'm only doing this because I respect your determination, not because I agree with you.
Thank you, Dia. Sorry for being so rude just now. My nerves were acting up. And I even brought up your pain.
Don't worry about it, my lady. I did say that I like Mora. Besides, today's little excursion caused such a ruckus that every single bodyguard at the estate was deployed. It wouldn't be easy to... Since this definitely won't be your last escapade, here's a little tip. You should at least make it look like your room and things are still in order when you leave. Also, you'll need someone to... So, I'll let you hire me, my lady. This way, everyone wins. As for the pay, let's say half of...
Okay, deal.
Yay! Looks like they've reached an understanding.
I'm fine, really. I just feel a little tired now that things have calmed down.
Parece que essa mulher... Parece que a D1 ela é uma mercenária, assim como os eremitas. Mas é assim que os mercenários eremitas são. Se ela é um deles, não faz mal. Mas a D1 é uma personagem muito estilosa.
I'm sorry for worrying you two. If you don't mind, I'd like for you to join us.
Sure!
There, after you rest up, we want to hear more about Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Descanse na taverna. Tudo bem. Descanse na taverna?
Ha! Well, if it isn't Dia. Haven't seen you in nearly half a year. Word on the street is that you're a bodyguard for the Homayani family now. Ha! Don't you find that kind of work boring?
Nah, you get used to it. How about a menu over here?
You got it. Huh? Isn't this little Miss Homayani herself? We don't get to serve personages like you very often. We'll be sure to prepare our very best.
Thank you, sir, but there's no need. I don't have a lot of Mora on me, and I really ought to save as much as I can. But please bring these two the best food you have. They're my new friends, so I want.
Não precisa gastar muito. Podemos comer qualquer coisa. Não se preocupe. Vamos pagar pela nossa propriedade, própria comida. Acho que eu vou colocar essa. Vamos pagar nossa própria comida.
Wait, we're paying for ourselves now? Aw, Paimon kinda wanted to try something fancy, but we aren't exactly loaded. Guess Paimon will settle for something ordinary.
How about our coconut charcoal cakes? They're our signature snack, and they run cheap. Look, other customers over there are eating some now.
They look kind of burnt and dry. Paimon will pass.
É raro ver algum prato que nem você, que nem a Paimon quer comer. Já fez até um prato com slimes.
Hey, come on! Paimon has personal preferences too, you know. Dunyarzad, we asked a lot of people when we first arrived, and almost nobody was interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali. So, what made you want to follow her?
Well, remember when you asked me if I knew how to meet the Dendro Archon? Even though I don't know how, I think I've actually seen her before.
Huh? Really?
Yes, it was when I was a child. At the time, my illness had kept me bedridden for the better part of a year. I was stuck inside and couldn't make any friends, and my parents did their best to find treatments for me. But even then, the Akasha didn't have any helpful information. My younger self no longer had any hopes or dreams. One flare-up was so bad that I was in a semi-conscious state for several days. Then one night, I woke up alone in my room. I was terrified. My body was paralyzed. Even if I cried, there was no sound. At that moment, an ethereal voice spoke in my mind. Dunyarzad, don't be scared. You don't have to cry.
Dunyarzad, don't be scared. You don't have to cry. Who are you? How do you know my name? How do I explain this? You might not be able to understand, but actually, I know everything about you. Really? Of course. I know that you're scared of thunder. That you hate taking medicine every
Nossa,
morning.
essa mulher era uma criança muito fofa, hein? É uma pena que a Royalverse não coloca muita coisa interessante nos NPCs. Aí coloca mais coisas interessantes pros próprios personagens principais do jogo.
Really? I can't go anywhere or do anything. Huh? But aren't you a child? All children have wishes. Tell me what you want, and maybe I can make it happen. But can you make my illness go away? Oh. I'm sorry. But I'm not powerful enough to do that right now.
Then, can you be my friend?
After that, the voice said, "Okay, I'll be your friend." Although my body was suffering during those days, that voice encouraged me and told me many wondrous things. Beyond my window was the flourishing Sumero city. Beyond the city was a lush rainforest. And beyond that was the wall of Samiel, deserts, and all of Tevat. Once I finally made it through that bout of illness, I couldn't hear that voice anymore. I told my mother about it, but she said that I must have been dreaming. But I know that that voice wasn't a figment of my imagination. Before that, I had never heard of Tevat.
Então você acredita que aquela voz era a Lorde Menor Kusanali?
Yes, for sure. If it weren't for that voice, I would have never grown curious about the outside world, nor would I have learned how to read and enjoy so many books. That voice sparked a desire for wisdom. It had to have been the Dendro Archon. I've been hoping for a chance to repay her kindness. In fact, I was running around today to help prepare the Sub-Zerus festival for her.
What's the Sub-Zerus festival?
It's Lesser Lord Kusanali's birthday, which was the day that she was found by the sages. It's actually an old holiday that originally celebrated Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's birthday. When she passed away, the holiday eventually became a celebration of the Lesser Lord's birthday. I heard everyone was overjoyed when they welcomed her back to Sumero. In those days, the festival was a huge deal. But because of the Academia's influence, people have gradually lost interest in the festival. The Academia actively participates in Sumero's many holidays dedicated to Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. But when it comes to the Sub-Zerus festival, forget any funding. They practically act like it doesn't exist. Maybe they see Lesser Lord Kusanali's birth as confirmation of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's death, so they're reluctant to celebrate it.
Aww, but that's awful.
It is. It's absolutely terrible. Sure, the Greater Lord founded Sumero, but hasn't Lesser Lord Kusanali been the one quietly protecting us for the past few hundred years?
Just remember that we're still out in public. Don't get too carried away now.
I know that people over by the Grand Bazaar still hold the Sub-Zerus festival to this day. But I hadn't met any of them before, so I was never able to contribute. But recently, I made a friend there who also follows Lesser Lord Kusanali. I gave her my savings because I want her to throw a wonderful festival this year. That's the least I could do for Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Hold on, my lady. Does this friend happen to be Nilu, the one who sends flowers to the estate?
Yes, that's her.
I saw her leaving the other day with a nervous look on her face. It seemed like she was hiding something in her arms. Did you give her something?
Yes. Initially, I didn't have much more prepared, so I had Nilu sell one of my skirts. I've agreed with Nilu to meet up at the Grand Bazaar today, and see how things are coming along. Dia, would you accompany me?
Sure. That's quite the trip, though. I'll carry you.
No, that would be too much, even for you.
You might as well just accept the lift. If I let you walk, who knows how long it'll take us. And if anything happens to you, then I'd really never hear the end of it from your father.
But of course. Nilu will be thrilled to hear there are more people interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Ah, então vai até a Grande Bazar. Essa mulher tem uma história bem interessante. Ela bem... A Mihoyo bem... A Royoverse bem que podia ter trazido um destaque maior pra ela. Mas a Royoverse não traz muito os personagens de NPCs como tendo gameplay e parte da história. Mas não precisa ser personagem de gameplay o tempo todo. Os NPCs podiam ser apenas um personagem interessante, que a pessoa está interessado, etc. Então tá. Vamos até a grande bazar. Vamos lá conhecer a Ninlow, que apareceu também. Que apareceu também numa do jogo, do próprio jogo.
Sorry I'm late, Milu.
Oh, Dunyarzad. It was taking you so long that I assumed you got trapped at home, but you made it in the end.
Huh?
Uh-oh. But if Dia's here, that means you got caught, right?
You could say that, but everything worked out. She's on our side now.
Not completely.
Oh. And who are these two?
Nossa, a Ninlow é bonita, hein? Ela pode não ser uma personagem. Ela pode não ser da região da família Rime. Nossa, não acredito nisso. Justo agora? No momento a qualidade da conexão da internet é insuficiente. Ah!
Oh, meet the Traveler and Paimon, my two newest friends. They're visitors who just arrived at Sumero City and are looking for information on Lesser Lord Kusanali.
So you're followers from another land? That's wonderful. You two absolutely mustn't miss the Sabzerus festival. By the way, Dunyarzad, we've already started decorating the Grand Bazaar. It looks spectacular, thanks to your generous contribution.
You're very welcome. It's the only thing I could do. Do you still have enough Mora?
Probably? But don't sweat it. We've already finished renovating the stage. Come on, I'll show you.
Vá com a Ninlow até o palco da dança. A Ninlow pode não ser pertencer à família Murata Rime, da família dos Murata, mas ela é bonita mesmo assim. Apesar dela ser ruiva.
The stairs were nothing. A little while ago, we discovered that the tree above the stage had a huge chunk of bark ready to fall off. Mr. Zubair was worried sick. We reported it to the academia many times, but they never sent anyone to deal with it. We didn't want anything bad happening, so we were going to cancel all the stage performances.
Por que ninguém veio lidar com este problema?
Oh, probably because it was the theater asking.
The academia looks down on performers like us. They probably think it would be best if the theater closed down completely. We can't let that happen, though. Not only would everyone involved in the theater go hungry, but then we wouldn't be able to hold the Sabzerus festival anymore. Thank the Dendra Archon for Dunyarzad. With the Mora she gave us, we hired someone to patch up the tree, and we also gave the stage a much-needed makeover. The stage is going to be even prettier when it's festival time. I can't wait for you to see it.
And I can't wait to see you on the stage. You've been practicing so long already. It's almost time for your dream to become reality.
It's our dream. I'll do my best for the two of us.
Milu, what are you gonna be doing at the festival?
She'll be dancing the dance of Sabzerus, the most important performance at the Sabzerus festival.
Dunyarzad, have you told them the origin of this holiday?
I only told them about the Greater Lord and Lesser Lord so far.
Okay. Then I'll tell you two about how this holiday came to be. According to legend, the Sabzerus festival was originally the Goddess of Flowers' birthday celebration for the Greater Lord. A long, long time ago, on one of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's birthdays, Her friends, some of the gods got drunk. One started playing music, and the Greater Lord started singing, so the Goddess of Flowers began to dance.
Sério? As divindades começaram a ficar bêbados. Putz, grila. Os deuses ficam desse jogo julgam os humanos, falando que os humanos são errantes. E eles também nem olham pro seu. E esses deuses nem olham pros seus erros também. E julgando os humanos.
As she danced upon the grass, countless beautiful parisaras began to bloom wherever she stepped. Those brilliant purple flowers became her dazzling stage. All the gods clamored, "Oh, if only time could stop at this very moment."
Parece que estavam se divertindo, parece um pouco triste.
Huh? Really? Oh, you probably mean because all the gods in this story are no longer... Although they aren't around anymore, they're preserved in our tradition of dance. This outfit I'm wearing is apparently based on how the Goddess of Flowers looked. Though we're just tiny people compared to the divine, we still have to do our best to make sure that the birthday girl feels loved on her special day.
Nilou, you of all people will definitely be able to convey our well wishes to the Dendro Archon. I also noticed that you went the extra mile and scattered Patisaras around the stage.
They symbolize the Goddess of Flowers, after all. It's just a shame that all the real Patisaras went extinct after her death.
Yeah. The Greater Lord brought forth Patisaras in memory of the Goddess of Flowers. But she ultimately could never truly replicate that beautiful purple.
Thinking about the Goddess of Flowers dance makes me wish I could have seen it. If my stage were anything like that, I'd be thrilled if I had just 2 real Patisaras on the stage. So, Traveler and Paimon, what do you think? Interested in the Sabzeruz festival? Will you two be coming?
All of Lesser Lord Kusanali's followers will be there for her birthday. It'll be a good opportunity for you to learn more about her.
Ooh, Paimon thinks that's a great idea!
Você tem certeza que não quer ir só pela diversão? Você tem certeza que não é porque você quer ver a Nilou dançar?
Hey, come on! There's nothing wrong with enjoying a festival. Besides, it's Lesser Lord Kusanali's birthday!
So how about we all attend the Sub-Zerus festival together?
Certo, estamos combinados.
Junior Zod, let me show you which stage decorations we've picked out so far. Traveler and Paimon, if that doesn't sound interesting to you, then feel free to explore the area. Everyone at the Grand Bazaar loves Lesser Lord Kusanali, and we're all looking forward to the Sabzeruz festival.
In that case, we'll take a look around.
Faça passeio pelo Grande Bazar. Então tá.
Whoa! What's with your yellow hair? And why do your clothes look so funny? Are you an Outlander? Did you know that the Sabzeruz festival is about to happen? There'll be loads of fun things to do at the festival. But the best part is when Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, passes out candy to everyone.
Essa é uma das criancinhas mais diferenciadas do Sumero. Diferente de Liyue, Mondstadt e Nazula talvez.
Huh. Revamping the stage for the festival couldn't have been easy, that's for sure. I don't know much about the Grand Bazaar, but I do know that the residents here have a penchant for song and dance. 2 things that the Academia doesn't particularly... Oh, and the perfume sold around here is a lot better than what you'll find elsewhere. The fragrances are longer lasting and they're gentler on your skin and... I mean, that's what I've heard at least.
Não esperava que a Dewa tivesse esse lado aí sensível.
Things are really shaping up, and there's a buzz around the festival this year. We're expecting people from all over to come by this year and buy things during the festivities. Don't be fooled into thinking that Sumero City has the best of everything. Some festival snacks are only offered here in the Grand Bazaar. And when it comes to musicians, dancers, or singers, the Grand Bazaar's got the best of the best. Sure, those folks at the Academia might not like it, but what's a festival without song and dance?
Ô, povo animadinho, animadinho pra música. Não é à toa que Sumero é um lugar bem pacífico. Um pouquinho, na verdade.
Milu, your outfit looks amazing.
I thought I'd add a little extra pizzazz to my dress for the festival. See?
Wow, did you sew all that yourself?
Uh-huh. Sewing is a fundamental skill for everyone in the theater company because we make all our own costumes. Did you know that Mr. Zubair not only can make costumes, but props too? I've noticed that you can't keep your eyes off that crown over there. Would you like to try it on?
May I?
Of course. The legends say that the goddess of flowers had beautiful horns on her head, so this crown was made to reflect that. Dunyarzad, you look absolutely stunning with it on. It's like...
Que exagero da Nilou. Não precisa de tudo isso.
Ah, dancing at the Sub-Zero's festival. As a child, I even asked my grandmother why we performed the dance for the Lesser Lord when it was originally done to honor the Greater Lord. My grandmother said that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata is a beloved deity and honored by all. And Lesser Lord Kusanali is too. If the goddess of flowers ever knew Lesser Lord Kusanali, then she would certainly have wished to be her. The Sub-Zero's festival has been losing its appeal over the years. That is, until a wealthy benefactor stepped in this year and brought the festival back to life.
Então esse festival é uma celebração. Pelo jeito esse festival é uma celebração para Lorde Maior, que é a antiga Arcodendro, na verdade.
Come to think of it, Hyman's only ever seen her behind the counter at the Adventurers Guild. This is the first time we've ever seen her taking a break. Hey, Catherine!
Oh, hey! It's the Traveler and Paimon!
Whoa! Break time Catherine sure sounds a lot less formal than usual. Paimon was still waiting for her to say Ad Astra Abyssosque.
Sure. Standing behind the counter at the Adventurers Guild doesn't require any complicated functions. But saying and doing the same old things over and over again can get pretty monotonous. Like watching the same Fontaine movie day after day. But take you two, for example. You travel across Tevat to enrich your lives and gain new experiences.
Well, we enjoy traveling across Tevat and all that, but we're mainly looking for clues about her brother.
Yes, you should keep searching. Sometimes the answers we're looking for aren't necessarily at our intended destination. Instead, they're found along the way.
Huh. Haven't we heard someone say something pretty similar recently?
Você também é fã do festival de Você também é fã do festival de Zerux?
No, not particularly. I guess you could say that I'm loving the recent atmosphere here. If festivals bring happiness to everyone, then that's where their true value lies. Oh, it looks like it's about time for me to be heading back now.
Alright, we'll see you next time at the Adventurers Guild. Oh, by the way, thanks for connecting us with the Eremites. We've already made some great friends in Sumero City thanks to you.
I'm sure you two will get along well with the people here. You've already been blessed by the element of Dendro after all. See you around.
There's something really different about Catherine today.
Hey, traveler. Paimon.
Oh, hey, Dia. What's...
I've got something to tell ya. My lady knows you're... and she's been trying to come up with a way to help you. Well?
Are you serious? We'd love that!
It might not necessarily pan out, so don't get your hopes up too much. I'll need to take you two somewhere and ask someone some questions. My lady is feeling a little worn out at the moment. Nilu's found a place for her to rest. After I take my lady home, let's meet in front of the Citadel of Rexar.
Sounds like a plan!
Ah, finalmente, Ade.
Let's head over to the Citadel of Rexar and wait for Dia!
Ah, finalmente a Dewa. A Dewa parou de ser aquela mulher egocêntrica. Uma mulher egocêntrica por dinheiro. E começou a tratar com respeito.
Sorry, I'm late. It took some convincing for the master and mistress to believe that Miss Dunyarzad was only sitting in the port for a while because she was in a bad mood. Anyway, I guess I should be thanking you. I haven't seen Miss Dunyarzad that happy in a long time. If it wasn't for you two, she probably would have been caught and dragged back much earlier.
You sure sound a whole lot nicer than when we first met, Dia. Who would have thought you had such a soft spot for Dunyarzad?
It's called being a professional. I'm a bodyguard, and I work for whoever's paying.
Eu conheço esse jeito dela. Personagens que têm essa personalidade forte sempre são assim. Preferem esconder seu lado sensível.
Look, Dia's blushing.
Listen, you two. I don't expect to be working for Miss Dunyarzad very long, but I hope to finish things on a positive note if possible. Let's cut the chit-chat and head into the Citadel. We'll see if the person I know has a way for you two to meet with the Lesser Lord. Oh, hey, Chief.
Chefe?
Ah, Dia. What are you doing here? And well.
I take it you all know each other already?
Mm-hmm. We met this morning after the Adventurers Guild pointed us to Ozfon for more
No kidding. Huh. So, where's Ruksha? I thought I'd help these two out by asking about the theft. Anything you can tell him?
Ruksha's gone over to the Academia. The Grand Sage recently ordered Sumero City to begin bolstering its defenses, so people from all over have been called back to the city. Since you've already mentioned the theft, I suppose I might as well tell him what we know.
Appreciate it, Chief.
Theft? Sorry, what the heck are you guys talking about?
Just recently, the Academia lost something, and there's a chance the item is connected with the Dendro Archon. This case might just somehow help you in meeting her.
I suppose that's one way to look at it. But if you ask me, the case is more about the Academia than anything else. Let me fill you in. The Academia recently sent a convoy to pick up an important package from Aru village. Word got out, and the convoy was robbed on its way back. The Grand Sage took the whole matter very seriously. Not only did he dispatch the Matra, but also enlisted our help in the search for leads. All we know so far is that whatever was stolen is currently in Port Ormos.
You two have heard of Port Ormos, haven't you? It's the largest commercial port in all of Sumero. You can travel there by leaving Sumero City and heading south along the river. The Academia's grip isn't long enough to reach all the way to Port Ormos, so the city's a little more laid back, meaning the population's also a mixed bag. You never know who you'll meet there.
Apparently what was lost has a great deal to do with the Akasha, knowledge, and even the gods. I'm afraid I don't have any other details for you, though. If you're interested, maybe you could head to Port Ormos and ask around yourselves. If you want my advice, Try introducing yourselves as students of the Academia once you're there.
Estudantes da academia? Tem algum motivo em especial?
Are you serious, Chief? All the Academia students are in Sumero City, you know. Why should they pretend to be students in Port Ormos?
If you're all so interested, just go there and see what happens.
Count me out. I've got plenty of work to do here for the Homayani family. And take it from me, if you two really do decide to visit Port Ormos, you'd best watch your backs. Let's just say that the Eremites there aren't nearly as friendly as those here in Sumero City. There are even some extremists who go around shouting slogans like, "Retake Sumero for the Scarlet King." Word is that more and more are joining their movement. They're becoming a real headache for Chief and the others.
You bet they are. The Scarlet King's been dead for thousands of years. Now they start spreading rumors of his return. Ridiculous.
Not everyone's like you, Chief. Even the desert natives who abandon their homes in the wilderness still wish to have a god of their own. Well, Traveler, that's about all the information we have for you.
Thanks, Dia! And you too, Osfond! Since we've gathered all we could for the moment in Sumero City, let's head to Port Ormos and see what we can find next.
Miss Dunyarzad is looking forward to seeing you both at the Sub-Zeru's festival, so be sure to get yourselves back here in time for that.
Pode deixar, não vamos esquecer. Vamos voltar antes do festival.
Good. Then we'll see you both at the Sub-Zeru's festival.
Fale com um artesão problemático. Agora podemos ir na missão. Há uma loja de porto de Sumero. Chamarei construção de... E para a missão. Vamos ver o que tem lá. Vixe! É longe, é em outra região. Vou ter que deixar isso para depois. É longe esse lugar do... Fale com artesão problemático. Bom, galera, essa foi minha live. E espero que vocês tenham gostado. E se inscreve no canal, ative o sininho para receber os próximos vídeos. E deixe seu like e fica por dentro do crescimento dos jogos. E se minha live teve uma baixa qualidade, gente, desculpa. Eu só faço o meu melhor que eu posso aqui, gente. E bora, galera. Fui!